The big question is, what happens next? As we enter day 2 of the shutdown,
kumbisa kuti aunogeza paari awene pano pane report yakawira neabakoni ndibhotaura natamuzvana kuti izvozvo.
In what was billed as the mother of all protests, war veteran Blessed Geza's call for a nationwide shutdown to topple President Emmerson Mnangagwa's government landed with a thud of a deflated balloon. The much-hyped national shutdown turned into the national show up to work anyway, as Zimbabweans collectively shrugged, rolled their eyes, and got on with their daily grind. Geza, armed with fiery rhetoric and a megaphone of grievances, had envisioned streets ablaze with revolutionary fervor. Down with Mnangagwa, he thundered, painting a picture of a nation uprising as one to demand change. Alas, the only thing rising was the sun, as Harare's combis kept charging, vendors kept walking, and office workers kept sipping their tea. The revolution, it seems, was postponed for a more convenient date, perhaps after the next public
Zimbabwe ndikukumbirisa chaizvo kuti musatere social media especially panyaya dzageza. Geza munhu akabva nekupi asi ndikuona vazhinji takutedzera kumutedzera kwacho kuona kuti ana mari arikudisa asi Geza ari pakupangasa mhuri yeZimbabwe pamashandiro even chapo kana kune vamwe vakasungwa haana kukwanisa kutora kuti ane simba raina mhuri yeZimbabwe. Chinangwa chake ada kuomesera vana.
The government never want to miss a chance to flex its muscle. Rolled out police presence so heavy it could have stared in an action movie. Button-wielding officers patrolled every corner, their stern faces screaming, "Try it, we dare you." Official warnings flooded the airwaves, with the state media wagging a finger at would-be protesters. Stay home at your own peril, or rather, don't stay home, because that's what the shutdown wants. The mixed messaging was peak bureaucratic comedy, leaving citizens more confused than rebellious. In a twist of irony, the only shutdown was Geza's own momentum. Social media buzzed not with chants of defiance, but with memes roasting the flop. One viral post quipped, "Blessed Geza called for a shutdown, but Zimbabweans said, 'Bless you, we are busy.' Another showed a lone protester holding a sign reading, 'I came, I saw, I went home for lunch.' The internet, as always, proved to be the real winner. Why the no-show? Say Zimbabweans are too busy hustling in an economy that's more roller coaster than a road. Others point to protest fatigue. After all, how many times can you march before your souls and your soul give out? And let's not discount the government's neck for turning dissent into a game of sport, the undercover cop. As one Harare vendor puts it, I would protest, but I don't want to end up explaining myself to a guy. I would protest, but I don't want to end up explaining myself to a guy in aviators at 2 a.m. Geza undeterred vowed to fight another day, claiming the shutdown was merely a warm-up. Warm-up for what? No one is sure. Perhaps a Netflix special on revolutionary optimism. For now, Mnangagwa's government remains unshaken. The police are polishing their riot gear, and Zimbabweans are back to dodging potholes and power cuts with the resilience of Olympic champions. In the grand theater of Zimbabwean politics, the great showdown will go down as a comedy of errors, a tale of one man's dream meeting a nation's collective may.
Especially my civil servant, vakamani kuti kana mukazara kumabasa munodzima mabasa. Tinokupikisa kuti nedonzo ratiri kuda kurwisa iri rimwe chete. Tinogara muZimbabwe imwe chete. Matambudziko atinosangana nawo mamwe chete. Musateerera zvese izvozvo. Kana tatizvo shutdown garai kumba mese. Because munhu wamuri kuteerera iyeye ndiye munhu atiri kuda kuti aende. Kana aenda munhu magariro enyu achaikupa.
In other stories, in a bold move, President Mnangagwa scrapped tariffs on U.S. imports to cozy up to the Donald Trump administration just days after an 18% U.S. tariff hit Zimbabwean exports. Mnangagwa called it a step toward equitable trade, but critics like journalist Hopo Chiwono aren't buying it, slamming it as a desperate bid to lift personal sanctions with U.S. to Zimbabwe trade at a modest 111.6 million last year. Will this gesture move the needle just enrich American market? Tragedy on the tracks as train collision fallout continues. A train crash near Gwanda left 18 people hospitalized, raising fresh questions about Zimbabwe's rail safety. The National Railway of Zimbabwe denied ownership of the trains involved, but public outrage grows over accountability. Meanwhile, a separate NRZ train fire delivering coal to Zambia has fueled scrutiny of the agent's operation. Is Zimbabwe's infrastructure crumbling under pressure? The Treasury Secretary George Chukwuemeka faces heat for allegedly providing an illegal 20 million bank guarantee, with opposition figure Tendai Biti calling it unconstitutional. Elsewhere, controversial businessman Wikneo Chuvayo is under fire for pocketing 627 million in questionable government contracts as probes deepen. Are we seeing a genuine fight against corruption or just political score settling. On a brighter note, Zimbabwe's cricket team celebrated 3 wickets victory over Ireland in Harare, led by Tony Manyonga's heroics. Meanwhile, the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair kicks off with the FAO showcasing agricultural innovation, but the spotlight dimmed for Zimdanso's star silent killer who refused to board a UK-bound flight citing a dream of a plane crash. All right, guys, that was it for the morning roundup. Always remember to keep your eyes on trusted sources. Remember to be the hand of God and be the mouth of God. Do good and shun evil. I leave you this morning with these 2 verses to meditate on. I leave you with 2 verses, 2 Bible verses. Chapter 4, verse 29. Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. Which reads, to slander no one, to be peaceful and considerate, and always be gentle towards everyone. There is a lot of toxicity happening these days, fellow Zimbabweans, in the nation of Zimbabwe. Remember, Matthew chapter 12, verse 36 says, but I tell you that everyone will have to give account on the day of judgment for every empty word they have spoken. Remember to be the mouth of God. Every toxic word we say carries weight, and we will be accountable to what we say. I leave you with that. Dr. Clarence, TV7 Live. Be blessed, be a blessing. Thank you for watching TV7 Live, broadcasting from Zimbabwe, Africa, under the state of the kingdom of God. Big up to Elizabeth Mavudzi, Abigail Kanjanda, Tashinga Chivinge, everybody who was watching us live. Be blessed, be a blessing wherever you're watching us from. Be blessed, fellow Zimbabweans.
saka ndikukumbisa kuti aonogeza paari aone paari panenge kuchaura napakakuni ndikutaura ndakuzwana kuti
for the meantime, it's not business as usual. Because when I choose Shoma, what are some ways when one knows on the town? Maybe later on when I know that's a Timunum town, Pakan stay away, but it's needed to grow in Zimbabwe, to need it into mouth. Sagatimum goes to you, Takasomai, at one security, Tirarami. Yaman, Chakatas and Marines, Top and Marines. Saka